Assalamualaikum. Ohayou gozaimasu. My name is Mohammad Abid bin Mohammed Yazis, and I would like to present an e-poster alongside with my groupmate Liong and Ahmed. We are from University Malaysia, Sarawak, majoring in software engineering. Alright, I would like to start my presentation with Japanese as a language. Why I choose Japanese as a language? Because Japanese word alone consists of spiritual power. The word koto dama means spirit of word. If we split koto and dama, the word koto means speech or word, and dama means spirit or soul. Did you know Japanese is a global language where everyone can learn and speak Japanese? And the Japanese language itself is the 9th most spoken language in the world. Allow me to continue to make my next point. Roots of Japanese language. Korea is most frequent used language compared to Japanese. Why do I say this? In order to support roots of Japanese language, as both language share significant key features such as general structures, vowel harmony, lack of conjunction, and extensive use of honorific speech, in which social rank of listeners heavily affects the dialogue. But in terms of pronunciation, Japanese language is different from Korean language. Next, I would like to invite my groupmate Liong to explain why Japanese language is very different from Korean language.
Thanks, Mohammad. Next, I'm going to talk further about the information on the e-poster about the Japanese language. Japanese and Korean are quite similar, and of course, there are many differences between the two. One of them is the writing system. I'm going to only talk about the Japanese as emphasized in the poster. The Japanese uses three main scripts: kanji, hiragana, and katakana. The kanji originated from Chinese characters and has wide usage, such as for nouns and parts of the verbs and adjectives. Meanwhile, the hiragana, which is more cursive, is used for the grammatical endings of verbs, nouns, and adjectives. It is usually first used during the early stage of Japanese learning. Then we have the katakana, which is more angular. It is used for names of persons and geographical places. The loanwords are foreign languages incorporated into the Japanese language, where Chinese is usually represented in kanji and English is represented in katakana. Next, I will talk more about the campaign itself. The campaign will target those who are inspired to learn the Japanese language and understand the culture, of course, which includes the anime and manga fan community. It also targets those who wish to work or study in Japan and others who wish to travel to Japan for other purposes. Now we'll have Ahmed to further elaborate the objectives, how is the idea or inspiration achieved, software used, and the challenges.
I would like to explain what are the objects that we did for Japan language. The first point is to attract people to learn the Japanese language, which is one of the good language that inspired a lot of foreigners. And the second point is to explain that there are many people that misuse the Japanese language. Sometimes they misuse it like the accent, and sometimes they don't know the grammars of the language. And last but not least, to provide an education for people who are interested in Japanese language. I'm going to talk about the objectives of the campaign. First of all, displays the basic background of Japanese for the people to understand. And the second point is sparks interest among the people to know more about Japanese and gives chances for fans to learn Japanese. The second thing is software use. Software use, it's for Photoshop, which comes with several challenges such as advanced features and not being an open source software. The other challenges faced when making the poster is lack of proper discussions due to members not being able to meet physically during the pandemic. And the second one is unfamiliar with the technology, particularly the software used. How they overcome, divide the tasks among the members, then compile together and spend some time learning about the software being using it.